How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. I'm going to be working on building a knife. Now, we're not going to be using a forge. I beat a couple of these blanks out a few years ago. I may have some of that footage, and if I do, I'll put it in here somewhere. But we got two blanks, and I wanted to build a knife out of one and bring you guys along for the process. It's a rather long process building a knife, but it's kind of fun because at the end you take a whole bunch of garbage, you put it all together, and you come out with something beautiful. So I thought maybe you guys would like to go along for the ride, so let's see how it goes. Okay, these are the two knife blanks that I had done. As you can see, I've grinded on them a little bit, messed around with them, but never really done anything with them. And they are made from leaf spring, 1944 Willys leaf spring. And I think I'm going to do this one here. I like this knife here. I think we'll do a hidden tang on it. So we're going to have to do some cutting on it to eliminate some of the steel. But I think that'll make a nice hidden tang knife. This one here, we'll put it off to the side and use it another day. So this is the one. This is the lucky winner. We're going to use this one right here to build a knife with. So the first thing I'm going to do with this thing is I'm going to try to get the basic shape of a tang coming up in here. We want to cut some of this material away because you don't want all of this material in here. I didn't know which way we was going to go with it, but I'm just getting a rough kind of a rough go on it. And we'll take a 4-inch grinder. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a 4-inch grinder and honk off some of that metal and then get the grinding on it. Alright, we got some wood out here we can use for the handle. And being that I'm going to build this knife for my granddaughter, I'm going to use this pinkish colored wood. I think this will be good. We're going to use a piece of this in it. This wood here was sent to me by another YouTuber, Daryl Stokes. Sent me this wood. This is all exotic wood. The only thing, what type of wood they were supposed to be is not on them. So there's no indication of what wood it is. I see it says African. I'm going to say that's probably pine. I'm not sure. But none of them really have any indication of what type of wood this is. So, but this is beautiful wood. It does have pink in it. So we're going to use this. If I find out what kind of wood that is, I'll leave it across the top of the screen. We have brass on here, piece of brass, and then I'm going to use a piece of antler on the end. So I might use a piece of black walnut in here. I don't know yet, but I do know I want to use an antler for the end piece. So we're going to get to drilling this guy out to see exactly how much wood we're going to need to put in between here. Now the rest of it, we'll keep working on it with the fowls because we want it fairly snug on there. Okay, I know I'm kind of doing this backwards. So we have the deer antler to where it fits on there really good. Okay, now we have a piece of this pinkish purple whatever wood. It is a girl's knife. So we have it cut. Now we're going to go ahead and get it notched out here to where it fits over the blade. We want it to fit down on there, right on here like this, and then we'll keep layering our bottom pieces. So I'm just going to work on this with the fowle until we get a nice square hole to fit the blade in. Alright, so I have this huge piece of brass pipe. This is an 8-inch casing. It's solid brass, 1/8 inch thick. And I've been using this to cut off of for my knives. I need a thin piece of brass. So we're going to be cutting a little piece out of this casing for a part of our knife handle. Now I just used a 4-inch grinder and cut a chunk out of there. Just what I need right there. I'll take it over there and flatten it out with a hammer and we'll use it on our knife. Okay, I have my handle stacked on there. So we have brass, black walnut, brass, and this is that exotic wood. I'm not sure what it's called. And then we have brass, and then we have an antler. So this is the way we're going to stack it on. Honestly, this doesn't have to look pretty because you're going to be grinding that off. You just want it big enough to where you can shape it. So there won't be very much of this here left by the time we're done shaping it. Now, I would suggest starting on this one, put this one on, then that block, then that block, then that one, and then that one, and then that one. Because the way I did it, I kind of did it backwards. So anyhow, that's what our knife handle is going to start out like. So we're going to finish our blade. Okay, since we got the handle all done, I tempered this knife. And we're putting the bevel on it, the edge on it right now. And I'm using this jig that I built, and it's got magnets in here, earth magnets, which hold it into place real good, nice and tight. And I got some little blocks. I did a video on this. If you guys are interested in watching it, I'll leave a link for this for the video on this. So this was a pretty cool build, and it definitely helps hold that knife into place for putting your bevel. I'm not really good enough yet to do it freehand. I did a couple freehand. It wasn't too bad. But this makes it a lot easier. So that's what we're doing. Just shaping the knife now. Okay, I think I have my knife shaped okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and run it on the old buffer here. And this is the Central Machinery buffer. I built this little case for it, and this thing works really good. Not expensive either. So I'm just going to run it on the buffer and clean it up a little bit and see what we got. This knife blade's going to have a little bit of character to it. I got a blemish in here. We're not taking it out. We're leaving it in there. That's how you know it's homemade, and that's how I know I made the knife. So we're just going to clean it up on the buffer, and then we're going to get ready to put our handle on. So we're going to get ready to go ahead and put the handle on this thing. Quite a bit of pieces to it, but this is, like I said, this is going to be for my granddaughter. And this knife, I made 4 of these, one for each one of my grandkids. This is the last one I have to make. So let's get to doing this handle. This is everything that's going to be pretty much incorporated in this knife handle. Besides this little guy here, we got a new stitching tool here. This is the stitching chisel. We picked this up at Hobby Lobby last night, and I'll be building a sheath for this too. So I thought we'd try this out instead of drilling. I'm not sure, but hopefully we could use this little stitching chisel. And then this knife, like I said, was for my granddaughter, and she insisted that it had pink in it. And I thought this piece of wood was pinkish purple. And then I picked up these little diamond type things at Hobby Lobby, and I thought we would try to incorporate them in the handle somewhere because she insists that we have pink in there. I thought they were pretty cool. They look all right. So we'll get them in there somewhere. We just have to figure that out once we get the knife glued together and everything. And then we picked up some more of this 5-minute epoxy. This come from Hobby Lobby, this here, and it is an epoxy, so it's probably about the same. I didn't know for sure if I had any, but I have the JB Weld, and I think I picked this up maybe at I think Lowe's, but I'm not 100%. But I will leave some links for whatever I can for Amazon for any of this stuff, because I'm a Amazon associate and I get a small commission off of it. It would make it sense if I left Amazon links. So we'll do some Amazon links. If we can find this stuff, we'll put it on there. If not, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby, Lowe's. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and set our knife up so we can get to gluing this handle together. Now, I like to make sure that this first piece that you put on here, I like to make sure that it is cleaned up and looks good on this side before I get it all glued together. And this one here doesn't look too bad. I got a piece of 400 grit paper on that belt sander. I might clean it up just a little bit on that one side. I don't care about the rest of it. It's just that face, what faces the knife. It's kind of hard to get in there and clean up. So we're going to clean up what we can, and we're going to get to mounting this blade together. What I was doing was just putting little grooves in there, not very deep, just enough to let that epoxy go down in there and help hold that blade on, or the handle on there. Now I hate getting this all over my blade, so I'll use that fingernail polish when I'm done. Here I'll be using that fingernail polish to actually clean up that a little bit more on that blade. Once we get this first one stacked on there, I think we're going to be good. It's messy. Alright. Let's get a little bit off of that blade. Okay, our blocks are laid out so we know exactly where they're going to go. the last piece. We want to make sure we get a good bit down inside of here. Okay, now I'm going to pinch that together using a clamp. We're going to pinch this knife together because we don't want it coming apart. So I'll hang it over the edge here a little bit. Hopefully that'll stay. Now we're going to clamp this guy. Together. I got off. Now we have our knife all together here, so we're going to start cleaning a little bit to try to get some of that epoxy off of there. Okay, I think our blade is done. We're just going to let that thing set and let that dry up good. And then we can get to cleaning the handle and shaping it. And then we have to figure out a way to put these little diamonds in there. She's going to like that. It's pink. But we'll figure out where we're going to put them after we get it ground down. Alright, our knife is all dried up. It looks good. It's really hard. All the glue is really hard. So we're going to go ahead and start shaping the handle. Now that I got my handle shaped the way I want it, I'm just taking sandpaper and working over it. Just kind of, if you go on that 4-inch grinder, it wants to take too much off, so you're better off just doing it by hand and getting it the way you want it. So we're still shaping, but just by hand because we don't want it to take too much off. It is looking pretty good though. Looks alright. Different. Okay, after all the sanding and the buffing and everything we had to do to the knife itself, it is razor sharp. You can shave with it. We put the little pink diamonds that she wanted in there. Let me see if we can get a little close-up of one. Little pink diamonds for her. I think that handle turned out nice. Our little blemish is still in that blade. We're going to leave it alone. The blade turned out beautiful. Like I said, you could shave with it. That's what we ended up with when we were finished. Beautiful handle. All we have to do now is build a sheath for it. I will turn it around so you can get a view of the other side. Sorry about that. It looks just as good. That is a beautiful blade. So we're going to get working on the sheath. We got to build her a real nice sheath for this knife. Alright, so this video is getting just a little bit long, so we're going to sum it up here. In the next one, we'll do the sheath in it. I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.